welcome to yet another scintillating episode of Zee Connect, the first to bring you all the excitement in and around the region. Well, good news is that Dubai is opening up again to hosting events, beginning with Dubai Canvas. So Brand Dubai, the creative arm of the Government of Dubai Media Office, is partnering up with Miras to host this year's edition of Dubai Canvas at CityWalk. For the whole month of August, the indoor space of CityWalk will transform into an open-air canvas for exciting contemporary art and 3D creations by international and local artists as part of an immersive exhibition held under the theme Traveling Through Art.
We are very glad to have it hosted in CityWalk. This is the 5th edition of Dubai Canvas, the 3D Art Festival, and we decided to launch it during Eid period because we know that families are looking for entertainment activities in Dubai. As you see, we chose the theme of travel through art because we know that people miss traveling because of COVID-19. We have also other performers who will do like shows during the weekends. We have music, we have mimes, so people can enjoy different things during the festival.
That is wonderful. It's a great initiative, I think, to get people to start coming back to malls and these areas in public places. I know it must be somewhat of a challenge that after the pandemic, it will take a while to come back to normal. So what is the response that you're expecting?
Honestly, like we took all the precautionary measures that are required to do and to host a festival. If you will notice that we have like stickers for social distance, we have people are wearing masks, security are checking, we have sanitizer everywhere in the mall. Miras are doing very well. Enjoy it. They shouldn't be like scared from anything because all the precautionary measures are taken.
Great. Thank you so much, Shaima. So, Khwandris, welcome to Dubai, and we're very excited seeing you here at Dubai Canvas doing some wonderful art here. Tell us more about it.
Okay, well, I'm very happy to be here, and well, this piece of 3D is now is based on the idea of the concept of the festival, which is travel through art. So it's extreme interactive 3D. And you can take pictures and you are flying in the suitcase attached to a plane. So one concept that is very, very related with travel is luggage. And it's also like a metaphor of, many cultures, many places. So for me, Dubai is a reference of tourism in all the world because it is not also one of the favorite destinies for the people to travel to, but also is very cosmopolitan population. You have people from everywhere of the world working here and interchange, all these cultures.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Have a good stay in Dubai.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here and thank you for the interview.
So, Sagaf, tell me about your work of art at Dubai Canvas.
My participation here is about Misbar al-Amal, the rocket that just left Japan. So how I connected with Dubai Canvas this year. So basically the title of this year's Dubai Canvas is about traveling through arts or travel through art. And I connected the traveling with the rocket going to Mars is that hopefully in the future we'll be able to travel to Mars. So you are welcome to come and see my artwork and you can interact with the painting or the 3D art to do special moves on the rocket traveling to Mars.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So we're actually enjoying seeing colors around, and you have this little setup here where you're doing live art. So tell us more about it.
Actually, it's very complicated art. It's very hypnotizing for the people, like when you watch the fire, similar effects. When you watch the color dropping around. So we wanted to try one time alive here for the people who never seen it live.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
कोई भी त्योहार ढोल ताशे के साथ मनाया जाए तो उसकी बात ही कुछ और है। लेकिन कोई अगर ढोल को ही अपनी पहचान बना ले तो? We have a very special guest with us from the United Kingdom, musician, singer and an award winner from the House of Commons. Parv, hi, welcome to Zee Connect.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Parv, tell me, how does it feel to actually be the front runner, the flag bearer of women dhol players?
Women dhol players, I've been doing this for so long. It's been about 30 years. And, it's nice to have a lot of people follow the journey. I mean, I was one of the first people in the UK that started female dhol playing. And I think along the way, I had a lot of obstacles. But I think when people saw what I was doing in a male-dominating industry, it was a big change, I think.
So, I mean, we've known a lot of women who play the guitar, the piano, the violin, but dhol is a bit unique, right? How did it all begin?
Dhol is very unique. I grew up with a musical family, and I learnt the piano, I learnt the guitar, I learnt the keyboard, I learnt the tabla, I learnt the dholki. But the one instrument that really drew up to me was the dhol.
Your father is a world record holder too. Does that ever put any kind of pressure on you to perform or live up to expectations?
I don't think there's a pressure on anyone else around the world. The pressure is seeing my dad's reaction. And I think growing up, I wanted to prove to him that I could do it alone. I think he was very reluctant for me to kind of travel out of his little band and his little ways, because I did start off with him performing alongside him. That was amazing, but I wasn't getting what I wanted to get out of, and that was to promote Bhangra to a wider non-Asian platforms. And I think he was a little unsure about that, so I had to prove to him that, Dad, look, I can get a team together, I can get a group together, I can train these girls, and not just girls, I had guys in my group as well. I can train these students to be just like me, and we can promote Bhangra to a different level. And I always keep Dad's legacy alive, but I think he's proud of me.
And now you've also started teaching online. How has it been in this lockdown time? How many students have you mentored so far?
I came to a standstill when lockdown came, and I thought, I don't want to lose my students. I don't want to lose that interaction with my students. I want to bring people together. And as I was teaching my own students, other people started to inquire from Australia, from America, from India, and I started to bring people together. So I've got about 30 students on the books that learn at the moment, and it's pretty much my job. Every day I get up and I do a schedule of dhol classes, and I think teaching them everything I know, teaching them how to become a performer, being confident in these challenging times has been amazing.
Oh, and let's talk about Bollywood. How has it been working with Amit Trivedi and others?
Bollywood was amazing. I mean, I'm blessed enough to say I've got 3 Bollywood films under our name, but I couldn't believe when one of the directors and producers saw us perform at another event, and they offered us to perform in a wedding song in Yamla Pagla Divana 2. There was a wedding scene in Ae Dil Hai Mushkil, and there was a scene that they wanted us to perform in is Shandar. Yeah, it was an experience and a half, and I think being able to take my younger students, non-Asian students that would never have dreamt of performing on a Bollywood film shoot was the best part of what I was doing.
Okay, let's keep all the talking aside. We've got to see you perform now.
Oh yes, playing the dhol. Let's do it. Let's do it.
That was wonderful, yeah. Any words for your fans out there?
I just want everybody to be happy, be humble, go chase your dreams, hustle hard, really get involved in your art, learn your art, and be happy and stay humble.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, Parv. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Zee Connect. I love you. Thank you for everybody watching. Stay blessed.
Zee Connect के इस एपिसोड पर बहुत कुछ बाकी है, लेकिन after a really short break. Welcome back, everyone. Let's see what healthy suggestions Tasneem has got for us on Swad Se Swagat today.
Swat se swagat hai aap sabka in another episode of Zee Connect. Now that we're going back to work, it also means we have weekends. So why don't we spend the weekend cooking with our family, spending some quality time and having a big, scrumptious brunch. So we're gonna make poached eggs and baked vegetables today. Poached eggs, a little tricky to make, but if you get the right notes of how to make it, delicious, super simple to make. With the baked veggies, they're delicious, easy to make, don't take too much time, and they're healthy. So let's begin. I have different vegetables here. You can use whatever vegetables you like. The ones I'm using today, baby corn. I've just sliced them down the center. I'm using white mushrooms, again, sliced. I am using snow peas. I'm just gonna use them whole because they're just easy to use. And finally, broccoli. I've cut the florets out and they're ready to go in. You can also use other vegetables like capsicum, Brussels sprouts, really any vegetable you fancy. So let's get into it. I'm gonna put everything into my baking tin here. White mushrooms. Did you know white mushrooms were really high in vitamin D? That's something I feel like all of us really need. I know culturally, traditionally, mushrooms are not a very big thing in Desi culture, but if you know how to cook them well, they can do wonders. And broccoli, everyone hates broccoli, but this recipe, you're not even gonna taste it. We're gonna use just plain yogurt. I have about 3 tablespoons of plain yogurt. And for the flavor boost, garlic. Again, I've microplaned it, grated it, whatever you like to call it. This is 2 cloves of garlic. And then I'm gonna use Italian mixed herbs. I am using about 1.5 teaspoons. You will find these anywhere at any large supermarket, very easily available. And then we use freshly crushed black pepper. I feel like in this recipe, freshly crushed black pepper works the best. And then we're gonna go in with the salt. If you're using mayonnaise, make sure you balance the amount of salt that you're using, but if you're using plain yogurt, you can go a little heavy on the salt. And we're gonna give it a nice mix now. And now that we've got our vegetables nicely coated in the yogurt, the garlic, and the mixed herbs, we're gonna put this in the oven at 180 degrees centigrade for about 30 minutes. Okay, so the veggies are in the oven now, and let's start making the poached eggs. For the poached eggs, you're gonna need a big pot. You have to make sure it's a deep one because you need to fill it up with water. Now, once you start making the eggs, you cannot stop because it's a very back-to-back process. You need to be at it all the time. So make sure when you start, you're there 100%. So we're gonna start boiling the water now. The trick with making poached eggs is to make sure that the bubbles do not break the surface of the water and they just stay towards the bottom. So as you can see, the bubbles are just rising to the surface and this is perfect. So the pot is filled with water, and to that, I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of white vinegar. This just helps give that slight tang to the egg as well as bind it together. In the meantime, we're gonna prep our eggs. So what you want is a sieve, and you wanna break your egg in the sieve. So be very careful because you don't wanna break the yolk. So you can only make 1 poached egg at a time because you're gonna put it in the sieve, and you see all of this liquid, that is what really messes the poached egg up once it's in the water. So you wanna make sure you've removed this extra egg white. Now this is one little trick that I think works amazingly well. I make sure I use a little glass bowl or something that I can dip into hot water without ruining it. So I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna very carefully topple the egg into the little bowl. The reason you wanna use something that can withstand hot water is because you wanna submerge half of it when you're putting the egg in. So to begin with, we are gonna make a vortex in the water. And this is the part where you gotta be back to back where you cannot leave it. So once you make a vortex, you're gonna have a nice little tornado in the center. And exactly behind that, right in the center of the vortex, you add the egg. Make sure you submerge this halfway through because you don't want the egg to fall and just break in the water. You're gonna go in really quickly and add the egg. Now, once you've added the egg, you want to make sure you continue to swirl it around a little bit so that the egg just stays together. If you leave it, it's just gonna go all over the place then. You see how that egg is coming together? Looking at the shape of this egg is exactly why you want the water not to be breaking the surface, because then too much movement is going to break the egg. So this is our perfectly poached egg. So make sure you're using a netted ladle because it's going to drain all the excess water out. Be super careful as it's going to be very delicate. So this is a perfectly poached egg. Feel free to season it with salt and pepper. For this recipe, however, I would recommend not to go with salt and pepper because our vegetables are gonna have a really strong flavor to them. One last tip with poached eggs, don't put them directly into your serving dish. Put them into another dish for a while because they will be releasing a little extra water. And once you can see all that extra water has gone, you carefully take your poached eggs and you place them into your serving dish. Now we are gonna put our vegetables that have just come out of the oven. They may not look like the best things, but trust me, they are packed with flavor. If you really are big on spice and flavor, you can also add a little bit of cayenne pepper or chili powder. Now for a moment, imagine we have hollandaise sauce as well. The colors are just gonna play so well with that yellow creamy sauce on top of the eggs. And there we have it. Our perfectly poached eggs with our brunch vegetables. And just to add a little more color, I'm gonna garnish it with my favorite leaf, parsley. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and I hope you're gonna try this recipe with your family the next weekend. Make this dish and enjoy your Friday brunch. And until then, I'll see you next time. For your poached eggs and baked veggies brunch, let's do the veggies first. I'm using baby corn, broccoli florets, white mushrooms, and snow peas. Put everything into my baking tin here. Add yogurt, grated garlic, and mixed Italian herbs. And then we use freshly crushed black pepper and salt. And now that we've got our vegetables nicely coated in the yogurt, the garlic, and the mixed herbs, bake this for about 30 minutes at 180 degrees centigrade or till you can visibly see the yogurt water dried out. While your veggies cook, let's go for the eggs. In a large pot with nearly boiling water, add 3 tablespoons of white vinegar. Sieve any excess egg white out and pour that egg gently into a glass bowl. Make a vortex in your water. Make sure the bubbles are not breaking the surface of the water. Drop the egg in the center of the vortex ever so slightly and continue stirring around it. Once ready, after about 4 minutes, remove the egg from the water and place into another bowl. Once the eggs have released all of the excess water, transfer them into your serving bowl. Add the vegetables on the side. Feel free to use hollandaise sauce and any seasoning of salt and pepper if you like. Enjoy your brunch!
Time for another little break, but we've got lots more coming up on the other side. Welcome back. So tell me, what do movies like Castaway, The Blue Lagoon, and even Kaho Na Pyare have in common? People getting stranded on islands? Well, I'll come to that in just a minute. फिलहाल let me tell you कि आज हमारे profession versus passion segment में we have some very special guests. Marketing by profession, लेकिन having the passion of conquering the seas. But what if their passion gets them stranded on an island? Let them do the talking now. Rohan and Ria, a very warm welcome to Zee Connect.
Thank you for having us here, Priya.
Right, so let's begin by knowing a little bit about you guys.
Rohan and I met in university, and that's where our story has started. And around December last year, we got married. And
we've been on an adventure and a roller coaster ever since.
Okay, well, we'll come to that in just a bit. But before that, tell me, what do you guys do for a living?
So I work in Dubai and I work as a trade development executive.
And I just completed my master's last year, right before we got married.
So ladies and gentlemen, this is that popular couple. गौर से देखिए इनको, ये गए थे एक हफ्ते के हनीमून पे Maldives, लेकिन बेचारे अटक गए और बहुत ही लंबा हनीमून मनाकर फाइनली वापस आ चुके हैं. We want to know all about what happened there and how it was.
So we left for our honeymoon on the 13th of March, and we obviously had our entire week packed with a lot of activities and a lot of scuba diving, since we both are scuba diving certified divers.
Oh.
And that is one of our passion as well, to scuba dive, and Maldives is one of the best places to scuba dive. Then we were supposed to leave on the 20th of March. However, on the 19th morning, we woke up to the breaking news.
So on 19th, what happened was we got up at about 9-10 a.m. and we found out at about 2-3 a.m. there was news that was released that you have to get back to the UAE by 12 p.m. Post that, the country is going to close. So we were left with 2-3 hours. So we tried our level best. We booked our tickets, preponed our tickets, tried to fly back, but call it fortunate or unfortunate, we were made to stay back, and that's how the extended journey started.
Okay, and you mentioned that you all are both certified scuba divers.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there would have been an extension of that diving experience as well in Maldives.
So it was very interesting because I, since the very beginning, was very fond of diving and the water. She was not, she didn't hate the water, but she wasn't as fond of water as I was. So that's how our dive journey started. We were glad, in fact, so we knew of other people as well who were stuck in a similar sort of a situation. For them, what happened was they had planned to do their diving towards the end of their vacation. We, on the other hand, decided, okay, let's do our dives in the beginning itself, so in the end we can relax. The dive center shut down towards the end. So there were many that came to Maldives and went back without even getting the opportunity to dive. We luckily got done with all of our dives before this started.
And what was the experience like? What all did you see underwater?
We saw turtles, sharks, eels, fishes, different types of fishes.
Fish and as soon as you jump into from the surface, it just looks like, okay, it might be a deep ocean, but then as soon as you jump inside and you sink in, it's a whole different world.
Right, so now tell me, after all of these diving experiences and everything that you saw in 1 week, when you finally got to know that you can't really come back to Dubai, what did you then do?
Well, we obviously panicked. The worst part is that the resort was about to shut down by the end of the month, and we did not know where to go because Maldives all of a sudden went under lockdown. So island to island commute was not possible at all. So we did not know what to do.
But this was just a start, huh? This was just the start of our struggles. Once we moved to Mumbai, we realized when we were in Mumbai, so there were a lot of groups that were created. So UAE residents stuck in India and similar groups. We realized that there was no group that was created for people stuck in Mumbai specifically. So we decided to create that group. So the charter option had opened up at that point in time, and then it was a challenge for us. If you ask me, if not an equal struggle as was in Maldives, maybe more of a struggle to get the people together for a flight and arrange a flight. So we arranged I think the first flight out of India, first or second flight out of India. So getting back from there, we couldn't believe it. So even when we saw the plane, once we landed, it still felt surreal. Like it was like, pinch me, have I actually got back?
Hats off to you guys. Your story has reminded me of all sorts of movies like Kaho Na Pyar Hai to Castaway to even Airlift for that matter, because charter plane karke.
Exactly. Yeah, our story has been nothing short of a Bollywood film, just like you very rightly said, and it's been full of drama and been just like a roller coaster.
I'm sure, but you're finally back and you're sane and back to your normal lives.
Still getting used to civilization, yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Rohan and Ria. It's been Great pleasure talking to both of you.
Thank you, Priya.
Thank
so
you,
much for
thank
having
you,
us.
thank you for having us.
So, well, that was your story, but I was very intrigued about the diving experiences that you all have had in Maldives, and I can't wait to see the shots and show our viewers as well. So, let's go ahead and see them. Wasn't that just like a movie? अपने थॉट्स और फीडबैक हमारे साथ शेयर करते रहिए ऑन आवर सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स बिलो और अगले हफ्ते वी विल सी यू विद लॉट्स मोर ऑन जी कनेक्ट. Stay safe, stay healthy. This is me, Priya, signing off. Until next week.